Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we will discuss the Gothic Literary Movement, an important literary tradition that explores mystery, horror, fear, and the supernatural. The word Gothic originally referred to medieval Gothic architecture, which included large castles, churches, and rooms with dark and mysterious surroundings. Writers began using these settings in literature to create an atmosphere of terror, suspense, and emotional intensity. Unlike the rational and orderly thinking of the Enlightenment period, Gothic literature focuses on emotion, imagination, fear, and the darker aspect of human nature. The Gothic literary tradition is generally believed to have begun with the publication of The Castle of Otranto in 1764 by Horace Walpole. This novel combined medieval romance with supernatural events, creating a new style of storytelling. Walpole himself described the work as a Gothic story. The novel includes elements such as a haunted castle, mysterious events, and supernatural occurrences, which later became typical feature of Gothic fiction. After this work, many writers began exploring similar themes of terror, mystery, and supernatural fear. The Gothic movement developed during the late 18th and early 19th century. One important reason for its rise was the reaction against Enlightenment rationalism. During the Enlightenment, literature emphasized reason, logic, and scientific thinking. Gothic writers reacted against this by focusing on imagination, emotion, and irrational fear. Another important influence was the renewed interest in medieval culture. Writers became fascinated with old castles, ruins, legends, and folklore, which provided the perfect setting for mysterious stories. The Gothic movement is also closely related to Romanticism, which emphasized emotion, imagination, and individual experience. One of the most important characteristics of Gothic literature is its dark and mysterious setting. Stories often take place in ancient castles, monasteries, graveyards, forests, or isolated mansions. These locations create a feeling of fear, loneliness, and suspense. Another important feature is the presence of supernatural elements. Gothic literature frequently includes ghosts, curses, mysteries, and unexplained events. For example, the novel Frankenstein by Mary Shelley presents the story of a scientist who creates a living creature through scientific experimentation, combining Gothic horror with early science fiction. Gothic literature also creates a strong atmosphere of terror and suspense. Writers carefully use descriptions of storms, darkness, strange noises, and shadows to build tension and fear. Another key element is psychological conflict. Many Gothic works explore themes such as madness, guilt, obsession, and inner emotional struggle. For instance, the famous Gothic novel Dracula by Bram Stoker presents a terrifying vampire figure and explores themes of fear, danger, and the unknown. Early Gothic novels also often feature the damsel in distress. This is usually a young woman who becomes trapped in a dangerous situation, often pursued by a powerful villain. Similarly, Gothic stories frequently include villainous characters such as cruel nobles, mysterious strangers, or supernatural beings who threaten the safety of other characters. Several writers contributed significantly to the development of Gothic literature. The first important writer is Horace Walpole, who is considered the founder of Gothic fiction. His novel The Castle of Otranto established many of the conventions of Gothic storytelling. Another major writer is Anne Radcliffe, who became extremely popular during the late 18th century. Her works include The Mysteries of Udolpho and The Italian. Radcliffe's novel focus more on psychological suspense and mysteries atmosphere rather than extreme horror. A very significant contribution to Gothic literature was made by Mary Shelley through her famous novel Frankenstein, published in 1818. The novel raises important questions about science, responsibility, and human ambition. Another famous Gothic writer is Bram Stoker, whose novel Dracula became one of the most influential horror stories in world literature. Another writer, Matthew Lewis, whose novel The Monk shocked readers with its dark themes, supernatural elements, and moral corruption. Gothic literature explores several important themes. One major theme is fear and terror, which is created through dark settings and mysterious events. Another theme is death and decay, often represented through graveyards, ruins, and haunted places. Gothic literature also explores madness and psychological struggle, revealing the complex nature of human emotions. Other important themes include supernatural forces, isolation, loneliness, and the conflict between good and evil. The Gothic tradition has had a lasting influence on literature and popular culture. Many modern horror novels, mystery stories, and psychological thrillers use Gothic elements such as dark atmosphere, haunted houses, and supernatural events. Even today, films, novels, and television series continues to draw inspiration from Gothic themes and storytelling techniques. To conclude, the Gothic literary movement is an important literary tradition that explores fear, mystery, and supernatural aspects of human experiences. Beginning with The Castle of Otranto by Horace Walpole, Gothic literature developed into a rich and influential genre. Through its dark settings, emotional intensity, and exploration of psychological fear, the Gothic movement continues to fascinate readers and influence literature even today. That brings us to the end of today's lecture on the Gothic literary movement. I hope this explanation helped you understand its origin, major characteristics, and important writers. If you found this lecture helpful, please like the video and share it with others who are preparing for the exam. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more lectures on English literature. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next lecture.